Rate of change or slope of linear functions. We will look at linear functions in graphs, tables, situations, and ordered pairs. Let's look at graphs. The slope of a line is a rate of change. It's equal to the ratio of the vertical change or the rise to the horizontal change or the run. So in the first graph, with a positive rate of change, the rise is 2 and the run is 4. The slope of this line, or the rate of change of this line, is 1/2. Now the second linear function has a negative rate of change. The rise is -9 and the run is 3. The slope of this second linear function is -3. So again, from a graph, we use rise over run, and we draw a slope triangle to determine the rise and the run. Now, when we consider a table, here's a context. It says a shop charges a fee for renting kayaks. What is the rate of change for the rental fees? So if this is a linear function, then the rate of change will be the change in y over the change in x. So we can look at any two y values and find the difference, and then any two x values that correspond and find their difference. And we get the rate of change as $28 for 2 hours, which simplifies to $14 per hour. That is the fee that this shop charges for renting kayaks. Now we have special case lines, which are horizontal and vertical, and we are interested in the slopes of these lines. The slope of a horizontal line is 0, and we're going to show that with the line on the left. Because if you look at those 2 points, the rise between them is 0 and the run is 4. Therefore, 0 divided by 4 equals 0. The slope of a horizontal line is 0. Now we have a vertical line, which is another special case line. The rise between these 2 points is 4 and the run is 0. And you can't divide 4 divided by 0, which is why we say the slope of a vertical line is undefined. Next, let's look at a situation, cooking. A salsa recipe calls for black beans. 10 ounces of black beans makes 4 servings. 15 ounces makes 6 servings. And you can see this information depicted in the graph. 25 ounces makes 10 servings. And 45 ounces makes 18 servings. Determine the rate of change and include units. So we could draw a slope triangle, or we could make a table of values. In this table of values, remember, we're going to look at rise over run in our graph. So I've picked 2 points. The rise here is 10 and the run is 4. So my slope, my rate of change, is 5/2. We could also look at the table, and the rate of change is the change in any 2 y values over the corresponding x values. So here we have the change in y, which is 5, over the change in x, which is 2. So our rate of change is 5 ounces of the recipe gives us 2 servings. Okay, so let's look at ordered pairs. Remembering that the slope is a measure of the steepness of a line. The slope of a line containing these 2 points is found by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. M is the variable that we use for slope in algebra. So to determine the slope of a line passing through these 2 points, we're going to use the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And we will subtract our y values and our x values, and we'll simplify the fraction. The slope of the line passing through those 2 points is 1/2. Let's try one more example. Finding the slope of a line passing through the points -4, 4, and 4, -2. We start with our formula, and then we substitute in y2 and y1, x2 and x1. We do the math and we simplify the fraction, and we get -3/4. Okay, last example is here we have a table. To determine the slope of the line passing through the points shown in the table, we'll use the formula, and we'll pick any 2 y values and the corresponding x values, and then we'll do the subtraction. 0 minus 6 is -6 over 15. We'll simplify that fraction and we get -2/5.